Hey y'all, I'm Chef Lynn, and I wanted to welcome you to our first installment of Cooking with Chef Lynn while we're on our self-quarantine, taking a break from social activities and the community center. You'll be able to find me when you go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube, go to the search bar and type in Ela Township Community Center, and then the videos will come up, and we're going to do a couple of these installments. We thought it'd be a little bit of fun and entertainment for you guys to help pass the time while we're all being careful about our social distancing. So today I'm going to start out with a series that I'm calling Pantry Raid. I thought it'd be fun to look at all the stuff that we have in our cabinets and our freezers and the refrigerator that maybe we don't use all the time and come up with some fun recipes. These recipes will be posted as well on our Facebook page and on our website, so you'll know where to get those. The first one we're going to do today is a chicken enchilada casserole. So what I did was the recipe calls for either a pound of chicken tenderloins or chicken breast cut into strips. At the store right now, because you know the supplies have been kind of low lately, I only could find chicken breast, so I just cut these into strips, which look just like this. So we're going to use those, and in addition to that, we're going to be using they're cut just like this. We're going to be using a taco seasoning mix. You probably have one of those packets that's hanging around in your cabinet that you had left over from something. I really like to use the low sodium one because I think they tend to be a little bit salty. So be sure that you go for those. And then in addition to that, we're going to have a 1/4 cup of water, some chili powder, and the taco seasoning mix. We're going to put this in the burner on the saucepan and bring it up to just a simmer to kind of get everything combined. I know it's been really weird for everyone having to keep their distance. It's been like this weird halfway thing because I'm still coming to work, but there's nobody out on the roads. It's been very interesting. And then, you know, our Susan is getting a little bit loopy because she's used to being overstimulated every day at work. So that in itself has been kind of a challenge, just to see what Susan we're going to get this day. All right, so I've got chili powder, water, and the taco seasoning mix in there. And I am also going to add tomato sauce, which I've got. It says a 15-ounce can. I had a 12-ounce can, so I actually combined 1.5 together. And the tomato sauce, if you don't have that at home, you could also use pureed tomatoes. You could use crushed tomatoes. This is just a smoother variety. And I want this to come to a simmer. And then I'm going to turn the heat off and I'm going to get the chicken going. So the chicken is going to be sauteed in the pan with just a little bit of olive oil. I'm just going to give it a little squirt in the bottom so it doesn't stick. And as I said, I already cut these in strips. They're right here. And as soon as my pan heats up, I'll put that chicken in there. Remember, you want to wait until your pan is warm before you put the chicken in there so it won't stick. So I've got all my taco seasoning and the chili powder and the tomato sauce combined, so I'm going to turn this burner off and set it aside, and it's just going to wait for my chicken now. And it looks like I'm getting warmed up, so I'm going to lay this in there gently. You want to be sure, don't drop it in because the oil could splatter and burn you. We don't want that to happen. Whenever I'm laying it in, I always lay it down away from me. Of course, I learned the hard way. Usually when I'm doing these classes, I have people in front of me that are talking to me, so I can usually chit-chat. So this is a kind of a new learning curve for me too, because I've just got Laura with a camera in front of me, and it's a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie.
Hi everybody. Well, it's looking good and smelling really good in here.
It doesn't take long, does it? So we're gonna get this heated up, and while we're doing that, I'm gonna grab a bowl here. The cool thing about this, we're calling it a chicken enchilada casserole, but actually what I'm doing is I'm mixing together some black beans and the sauce and the chicken, and we're going to put it in a pan, and then I'm making a cornbread mix with Jiffy, so that's our enchilada part. So we're going to pour cornbread over the top of it, so it's pretty cool. So once I get this browned up a little bit, I'll pour the tomato sauce in here, and you want to let it cook until it completely is cooked through before you add everything else to it. So we're back. I had the chicken browned up, and Laura's going to zoom in here and show I added that sauce that I had simmered previously. And what we're doing now is we're going to let it simmer for about 6 or 7 minutes to make sure that the chicken is cooked through. And also wanted to suggest to you, if you have some frozen beef or frozen ground turkey or frozen ground chicken, that would be a great substitute for this, for the chicken. Also, if you're on your way to the store anyway, a rotisserie chicken shredded up is always a great thing. Wanted to remind you that all of our grocery stores are doing curbside pickup, and then they also have those early morning hour shopping for people that are a little bit older and more susceptible. So there's a couple of different options for you if you need to get to the grocery store. And want to always tell you, if you have any questions or you need assistance or you just need some direction, we're here. You can call us 847-438-9160. Somebody will answer the phone from 8:30 to 3:30 every day. We have that available. Always leave a message if no one answers, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. All right, so I've got this cooked through now, and I'm going to let it cool off for just a minute. And while we're doing that, I'm going to add the black beans to it because this is all going to get shredded together. That was 1 can of black beans that I drained and rinsed. I like to always rinse the black beans because it has like kind of that thicker sauce that sometimes is in there, and it's just not real pleasant. So I always spray those off and give them a little zhuzh. So I'm going to take this right here, and the easiest way to shred it, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to use 2 forks that I set down here, and I'm just going to take it. If you'll look, you just pull it apart just like this. That's why I was saying if you had some rotisserie chicken, this would kind of happen when you're using the rotisserie chicken. Again, if you wanted to use ground turkey, ground beef, or ground chicken, you wouldn't need to do this part, obviously. And this, actually, I was thinking about, would be a great vegetarian. It doesn't even have to have meat in it. You could do just the sauce and the beans and the cheese, and that would be fantastic as well. So I'm going to shred all of this up real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, I got the chicken all shredded up. Now we're going to go on to the next step of the recipe, which is adding the cheese, which we all know is our favorite part. We're going to take just a little bit of cream cheese. It's 2 ounces. The recipe says 1/4 cup, and you'll actually see on your cream cheese packet, it marks it out by the ounces. 2 ounces equals a 1/4 cup, so I just cut it right down that line. So I'm going to add that in there, and then since this is still warm, it's going to kind of melt, and I had already had it softened. You want to make sure you're using room temperature cream cheese, otherwise it won't combine as well. But since the sauce is warm and the cream cheese is at room temp, it really combines. It just kind of makes everything kind of creamy, which you know we love. So got this all mixed in, and then we're going to do the Mexican cheese blend. The recipe again says a cup. You can use a little more if you want to, a little less if you're trying to be good. And we're going to have some information at the end of this segment too. We're going to talk about some other things that we have going on YouTube. It's been kind of fun. You know, we've really had, it was a challenge this week when we got together and we started talking about how can we service our community the best way. And it's been really fun to see how everybody's come up with some really creative ideas. Obviously, this is my go-to because this is what I do. But when we have to think about what's going to be the best service to you guys that you would actually use, it's been really cool to see how we all come together. And you know, during these trying times, this is what I always find when I'm so proud of my community and my country, and how just people in general come together during a crisis. So amidst all the bad and the scary that's going on, it's really neat to see how we're all kind of together. So speaking of being together, if you look in here, you can see how this is all getting kind of yummy and cheesy and melty. So I've got the mixture done, and I'm going to use a foil pan to put it in, which I set down below. If you'll hold on 1 second, I'm going to grab it in the back and I'll be right back. I found my pan. So I'm using, this is basically like your 9x13 baking sheet pan you'd use at home. This is a disposable one. And you know me, I like to always spray it. It makes cleanup easier, makes it come out, especially since we have all that cheese in there that will tend to want to stick. So I spray it down really good first. And then we're just going to dump this mixture in. It's a little heavy, it's a little warm, so be careful. Oh, this is going to be so good, guys. It's funny, we've got the youth group leaders here this week helping us as well, and I already saw them kind of peeking around the corner to see what I was making. They haven't had lunch yet, so I know that I'm going to be probably feeding several of our staff members today when this is over. It's a shame you all can't taste it too. So I'm using the Jiffy Corn Mix, which is one of my favorites. All it needs added to it is 1 egg and a 1/4 cup of milk. You just dump it in the mixing bowl real quick. And the thing with cornbread mixtures, it's kind of like muffin mix. You don't want to over stir it. Don't worry about getting all those lumps out. You actually don't want to get all the lumps out. Add that all in there. And I've got my spatula. Just break it up, and we're going to do a real quick little stir. And what I'm going to do, just to give it a little extra love, I'm going to throw a little cheese in the cornbread mix, because he doesn't like a little extra cheese, right?
Yes, please.
I won't say no to that. And then once we get it mixed together, see, I didn't worry about getting everything combined perfectly. It's just kind of mixed in there. And I'm going to pour this on top. It's really thick, which is what we want. And we're just going to kind of drizzle it over the top, because this is our corn enchilada topping, basically. And then it's going to go in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes until the cornbread is baked all the way through and it's nice and bubbly. So I'm just going to spread it. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't worry about that at all, because it all kind of bakes together anyway. And then when it comes out of the oven in just a few minutes, I'll show you all the end result. Thanks. And it's been about 25 minutes and I think we're ready. There you go. We got that nice yummy brown. I'm going to set it here and take a little scoop out so you can see what we've got going on. Oh yeah, look at that. That is some love right there, folks. So thank you for tuning in for our new series that's going to be on YouTube. Laura's going to give you all the details about it, and as always, I'm thinking about you. I miss you guys, and I'm here with you virtually for now. Take care.